Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Buffalo Sports Talk of Western New York. I'm Tom Hastings, and last night, folks, that was exactly what we needed to see as Sabres fans. An amazing game. The Sabres destroy the Canadiens 8-3 in Montreal, shutting up that fan base. It was glorious. It was an amazing sight to see, and I'm so excited today. Completely different feeling than I felt after Game 5. If you watched the video I made from the recap of Game 5, I wasn't the most optimistic guy in the world because I felt the Sabres had quit in Game 5. It seemed like, the spark was gone, and I was really concerned that the series had passed them by. But they show up in Montreal, a completely refreshed team, a completely different team. And if you go back and watch the videos we made of the preview of this series and every video we've made of every game in this series, I've said that if the Sabres play their game, if they play their best game, they're the better team, and they showed that last night. From the very beginning of the game, Dahlin scores in the first 30 seconds of the game, and we're up 1-0, and you could just feel that they had this momentum, and they were in control of the game. The only problem was in goaltending, and Lyon shocked me. Lyon goes in goal, and he lets in the first 3 shots that he faces. And even though the Sabres are dominating the game, we're down 3-1. And I've been watching the Sabres since 1970, since I was a little boy, and I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know I can't remember ever seeing a game where a goaltender let in the first 3 shots that he faced. I couldn't believe that. Montreal has 3 shots and 3 goals, and especially the way the rest of the Sabres team was playing, I thought, I can't believe it. They're dominating this game, and we're down 3-1. A lot of teams, including the team I saw in Game 5, would have quit. That would have just blown them up right there, especially facing that crowd in Montreal. But the Sabres just continued to play their game, and they never gave up. And a really big, important goal by Zucker near the end of the first period, making it 3-2. I think that was a huge goal, getting the Sabres that momentum back. And then again, what can you say about Benson tying the game up? Another great goal by him. Benson has been really the MVP of this series, in my opinion. I just love that kid so much, and he ties the game up. And you got to give it up for Quinn as well. He scores 2 goals last night, and he finally had a decent game. And I'll tell you something. Rightfully so, we've been very critical of Tuck, and he has not been well this series. I don't know if like I said, if we're going to find out that he was injured and he was playing through injury or what. We don't know, and we won't know until the end of the series or the end of the Sabres playoff run, or we may never know what was going on with Tuck. But he quite simply hasn't been himself. But I thought last night he played his best game that he's played in this series. I noticed him finally. He had the breakaway. He was stopped on the breakaway, but he just seemed to be playing with a little bit more fire, and that was really good to see. And you can say that about the entire team. 7 unanswered goals. They just destroyed that team last night, and it was just awesome to see. I went to see the game at Elders Club in the city of Tonawanda, New York, last night with my wife and some friends and some family. And anybody that lives in the Western New York area, if you've never been to Elders Club before, or people that may be watching this video that live in Tonawanda and you haven't been there in a while, what a great place to go and watch a game. The atmosphere was great. They had big TVs. The prices were second to none. And yes, I've mentioned that I've gone through this. I've been on a health kick, and I haven't had a beer in that since Thanksgiving. Well, I broke down, and we finally had a couple beers. So maybe that was the secret ingredient that the Sabres needed. I had to have a beer or 2 for them to win, and win big like that. So I did have a couple beers last night, and they tasted great, and that victory tasted even better. So now we face the situation that we come back tomorrow night, and we're playing in Buffalo for Game 7, and it's all on the line. And if we win this game, obviously, we move forward to the next round and face Carolina. But I don't want to talk about Carolina right now. I want to talk about Montreal because we only have this one game. This is it for us right now. This is make or break, and we all know how they've been playing at home. Not only in this series, but the entire playoffs. You know, there's been that home ice problem, and they need to fix it. Now, I've heard some reporting that Lindy was going to treat this game as an away game, and that he was going to have the team, you know, live in a hotel, go and stay in a hotel, and stay together as a unit and treat the game like it was an away game. I don't know if that's true or not, but I had heard some reports on that on WGR, our radio station. I had heard some reports about him doing that. Now, again, I don't know if that's true, but if it is true, I think that might be brilliant to kind of treat this game as an away game and, you know, try to get away from the distractions that come with playing at home. So we'll see what happens, but that's the thing now is they have to solve this home ice problem that they've had. There's no tomorrow if they lose. So I see this team as a team that when their backs are against the wall all season long, they've answered that bell. They've answered. They've stood up, and as much as I wasn't optimistic about them winning Game 6 after the way they played Game 5, seeing this team be so dominant last night makes me feel that they are going to stand, and I am going to pick the Sabres to win Game 7. I think they will solve the home ice problem, at least for this game. And I'm going to make another prediction right now, and I'm going to say that Tuck is going to score the game-winning goal. You know, that's just my gut feeling. The dude is due, and I think that he's going to score the goal that wins us the game and sends us to round 3. So I predicted, again, if you go and watch our preview video, I predicted the Sabres would win the series in 7. And, you know, in order to go 7 games, you're going to have to lose 3 of them. And this playoff, this NHL playoff, is a roller coaster. You know, that's what makes it the greatest playoff in all sports. Is it's a roller coaster ride. And we have certainly been on that roller coaster this series. It's been moments of great frustration, moments of great happiness, and everything in between. You know, and we've seen it all in this series. And I'm hoping and I'm predicting the Sabres will win Game 7 at home in advance. But regardless, if for some reason they lose, I think what was important about this game is forcing Game 7 is the Sabres did not go out with a whimper. They forced a Game 7 and they showed their dominance in that game. And I'm just so, I don't know how else to say it, but I'm just so proud of this team and their guts and the way they continued to fight. When they were down to 3-1, they could have quit. They could have just packed it in, said, you know, we had a hell of a run, a hell of a season, and it's over now. It just wasn't our day. It just wasn't meant to be. And thank God that Lindy was quick to pull Lyon out of the game. He saw that he wasn't doing, you know, he wasn't there mentally, I think. And Luukkonen, you know, he stepped up. He had a really solid game, shut the Canadiens out for the rest of the game. And so the question I'm going to ask you guys for this video, and let me know what you feel down below. Did this game save Luukkonen's career in Buffalo? Will he be on the team? Again, I feel they have to address the goaltending situation. Obviously, I think that's probably the weakest point of the team right now is goaltending, and they're going to have to address it. But will Luukkonen stay on the team? You know, I was convinced after Game 5 that we would never see Luukkonen play again, and I thought maybe we keep Lyon. Maybe Ellis steps up. You know, or maybe we go out and find somebody else. But right now, I'm wondering if we've seen the last of Lyon. And you just never know. If we get through Game 7, you know, they may be going back and forth between the two guys again in the next series, if we make it to the next series. So you just never know. It's hard to predict. And the way Lyon played in that Bruins series, I never would have thought that he would have played as poorly as he played last night. So you just never know what's going to happen until they hit the ice, you know, guys. As much as we try to predict, as much as we try to to go in our gut instinct. All I can say is that the eye test that I had last night, I saw a team that was far superior to the Canadian team last night when it all came down to it, when the backs were against the wall, when they had to win. I saw that team step up and be the team that they've been pretty much since December. Pretty much the majority of the season. That was the Buffalo Sabre team that I wanted to see this whole series, and thank God we were able to finally see it. So very, very quick video today. I just wanted to get something out. I will be back with my partner Tom Joyce tomorrow, and we will cover this game more, and we will preview Game 7 together. Really excited about that. We will be back on Table Talk also on Tuesday and talk about Game 7. So we got a lot of videos coming to you. I just wanted to get this one out, kind of a quick video, and get my thoughts and just say how excited I am after last night's game. Great game. Just great team effort, and thank God we needed it so badly. This fan base in Buffalo needed it badly. This team needed it badly, and it was so great to see last night. So that's going to do it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribed to the channel and give us a like and leave a comment down below. We don't censor your comments. We love to hear from you. We want to know what you're thinking. We have a small community here, we know, but it's a community that we love, and we want to know how you're feeling and what your thoughts are. So leave everything that you want to leave down below in the comments, and I'll try to answer as best as I can when I have the chance to. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. And we'll be talking about this game, and we'll be talking a preview for Game 7. Home ice, guys. We got to solve that problem, and we got to move on. I think we can do it. Go Sabres, and we'll see you tomorrow.